Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We are in, well, just about the end of this semifinals in the China-Korea Race Survival Tournament. Right now we have Paralyze, the last standing Protoss player, against the revived Skey. Looks like Team Terran has decided that Skey is the strongest overall. I do think that they are correct about that. Definitely looked better than the other Terrans here. So I think Skey has a pretty reasonable shot here. We're on Radion, which can be a little bit of a tough map for Terran versus Protoss, and it is cross-spawn. So we'll see what Paralyze wants to open up with and whether or not Skey is going to be able to parry that. You know, it's been an exciting match so far. A lot of back and forth. A lot of really interesting strategies and tactics and everything. Hope that you guys are liking it. And thank you so much for tuning in to ArtosisCasts. A big thanks to everyone who has been supporting, whether it is through subscribing to the channel, leaving comments, leaving likes, or supporting on the Patreon. A big thanks to you guys. Really do appreciate it. It's patreon.com/Artosis. You can find the link below if you'd like to support. If not, no problem. And yeah, very happy with how ArtosisCasts is doing. And do leave me a comment if you like this type of like race survival series type thing. I know, like, for instance, this is many Terran versus Protosses kind of in a row. Maybe some of these videos got broken up for other content, but very likely we just had a ton of Terran versus Protosses on the channel in a row. But I mean, whoever ends up you know, on top is going to play against Zerg. So, you know, we'll either have a bunch of Terran versus Zergs next, or Zerg versus Protoss. Well, actually, that one, we'll see if it's actually ready by the time these come out. But yeah, very excited to see how this one is going to go down. You know, I think when I'm thinking about these two players, I do think that Paralyze is a little bit stronger, but Skey is really good. And, you know, I guess a lot of it's going to matter on the opening. Like, what is he going to open with? Is it just going to be very standard stuff? Is Paralyze going to get in and find damage? I feel like Skey is very good about knowing how to punish certain situations. That was one of our shorter games, that Vermeer game that we had earlier in this tournament from him. And if he does beat Paralyze here, will we see Paralyze again, or will we see Sins? Because we won't see J-Star. J-Star is absolutely not the ace. Janhun is good, but I feel like Sins and Paralyze are definitely both better. It does feel like they're a little step up. So I guess we'll just wait and see, right? Right now, Skey looking for the possibility of a little pressure attack here. Does his end scout. Not going to find a Nexus or anything, so this Marine will just go home. Looking back at Skey's base, looks like he's just going to go for the very standard Vulture expansion. You know, it is the most normal build that we see. Paralyze right now getting his range upgrade after that Nexus, and it is a cross spawn, right? So there's no real punish or anything that you can do here. And there goes the command center getting started. So the Nexus almost halfway done against the freshly starting command center. Add-on goes down here for Skey. And wow, the Marine's going way out onto the map here. Sees a Dragoon. It's a little bit brave. And actually catches the Dragoon, puts some decent damage onto the shields. The Vulture going elsewhere. Robotics coming up. All very standard stuff. Very, very standard. Now, let's take a look at Skey's base, because Skey is kind of the one we've seen already from Paralyze. The next thing is, like, he'll make a gate, and then is it Observer or is it Reaver? That's what we're looking at over here. There's not, like, a big range of other things that it could be or likely be. And it's just going to be, a two-factory. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have some two-factory pressure, but this could actually be a little bit of a problem. Two Dragoons did decide to commit across the map. The Vulture going to slip in because of this, right? So this is kind of your counterplay. Now, if this Dragoon had been perfectly placed, then the Vulture would be doing much less damage. But the Vulture is getting a little bit of damage, gets a couple probes. In the meantime, the Dragoons are getting a little bit of damage. 3 kills on that one. Well, the other one falls before I can click it. And the tank is out, so it will kill it off. But, you know, you skipped a bunker here to get the faster command, the faster second factory. The Dragoons did a little bit of damage, but at the same time, you killed one Dragoon, and the other one now has some serious hull damage. So sometimes, you know, and I feel this way as well watching, where I'm like, oh, why didn't you make a bunker? You would take no damage. But if you take no damage, they take no damage as well, right? Whereas it's like, okay, well, you're coming in cross map, and my add-on's pretty quick. I am going to get a tank pretty quickly. And that makes this 2-fact stronger. The more you trade units in a situation like this, the better it would be for Terran. So Skey, actually, I feel like this is pretty good for him right now. Not that he can't just walk across the map and win or something, but he might be able to get some damage. We'll see if he starts speed next. I think that he will. It's probably the best thing that he can do from here. He's going to have 3 tanks. This is kind of an older build. This was very metagame like 8 months ago or so. We had Terrans basically doing this all the time. 3 siege tanks, vultures with mines and speed. Yeah, see speed on the way, and you'd pressure Protoss. But it kind of rotated out. Everyone got very good at holding with 2-gate observer. And look at this. So we're going to have 7 goons shortly. Now, it would have been 8 goons if he had not lost that 1 goon with the counterattack. And I do want to point that out because 8 goons will one-shot a tank. Or you could even have 2 groups of 4, right? So you would one-shot 2 Marines at once. You know, there's like a lot of range in there. Maybe 4 of your goons are attacking a Marine and the other 4 are 2-shotting a tank, right? Those types of things. So like 8 Dragoons is much stronger than 7 Dragoons. Much, much, much stronger because you need that extra volley to kill stuff, right? But let's see what Skey is able to get done. This might actually decide the game. Third Nexus gets started. Just constant production on these Dragoons. Really going to come down to micro. Here we go. The 4 Speed Vultures run in, and they are going to try to lay some mines. They actually mislay there. They do not get their mines down. So now 3 Vultures have been lost immediately. And, ooh, that Vulture almost going down. The tanks coming in with those Marines. Oh, God, with no Vultures left over. Okay, he does bring in another Vulture. Loses a single siege tank. Not going too bad for Skey at the moment. Laying a couple good mines there. No, the mines get picked off. Good splitting and running back there from Paralyze. The tank's not done yet, though. They do have 1 more Marine with them as well. Throws down a mine. The mine going to buy a bit of time. 2 of these goons super low. And this one's actually pretty low as well. More Vultures are coming. But it does look like a hold from Paralyze. Third Nexus is up. Let's look at Skey's base. Skey gonna add. Yeah, he already has his armory going. Very good, very good. Siege mode finishing up. Excellent. 2 more factories. Really even position, I want to say. So he traded out some and killed a lot of Dragoons. What did he kill there? 5 to 7 Dragoons, I would say, he ended up killing off. And what did he lose? He lost his Marines. Okay. Completely replaceable. Not replaceable, but like they don't scale at all. So you're totally fine losing those. In fact, that's part of the reason why these pushes are so good, because the Marines are garbage after the beginning of the game. So it's great to trade them for anything. He lost some Vultures. Okay, Vultures are completely replaceable. That's not a big deal. He only lost 1 siege tank. And, oh, I thought that was a factory. I don't know what's wrong with me. I saw it here and here, and I'm like, oh, he's going up to, you know, 4 fact right now. Nice. What I would like to see here is him go up to 5 or 6 fact and do a follow-up push. That seems good. If you traded your Marines and 1 tank and some Vultures for 5 to 7 Dragoons, and you had killed 1 earlier on, like, you're forcing your opponent to build Dragoons for quite some time. Now, looking at Paralyze's side, he's got his 3 Nexus. He's got his Reaver in Shuttle. He's getting Shuttle speed, and he's going up to 6 gates. So this is perfectly formed to stop a timing push from Skey. But Skey has his Academy coming up. He has the Comsats coming up, so he can just simply scan and decide if he wants to go or not. Now, his 4th and 5th factories do feel like a little bit late. They're finishing after 9 minutes here, which is, it is a little bit late. It is a little bit late. But he has an excellent SCV count. So the more I'm looking at this and the current unit amount, this looks like a pretty obvious take your 3rd base situation for Skey. And I have to say, like, it will be the right choice. You know, I don't believe he has Zealot legs yet. He's just starting his first few Zealots right now. Does need to start that upgrade, but really, if you look at what Paralyze is doing, going into 8 gateways, And hopefully starting Zealot legs shortly. We'll watch as they pop out because they're all about to come out. Yeah, he needs to get Zealot legs. But this is the perfect counter to, you know, a 5 or 6 factory push. Now, look, Paralyze is starting a 4th. Oh, man, you really need your 3rd command center going pretty soon here. The starport has been made, but +1's finishing. So he might go for a little bit of dropship play and upgrades. Not entirely sure about that. But the one thing that I am very nervous about is, like, if you're playing 2 base against 4 base, it's very, very bad. If he actually tries to do a push, I can't really see it working. I think that we have enough here that Paralyze should be able to slow this long enough to get a huge amount of Zealots with speed out. And once you have those Zealots with speed, it does become a lot harder to do one of these pushes, especially cross map, right? There's a lot of counterattack potential. There's a lot of flank potential. One of the nice things about Tank Vulture and hitting before that Zealot speed is the Vultures laying mines stop Dragoons dead in their tracks. They must kill the mines. They can't just run through them. Zealots with speed can run through them and drag the mines into you. So it's a completely different dynamic. Now, Skey is pushing out. He is starting to get that extra money. Look, he's got 62 SCVs on just 2 bases. So, like, that 3rd base cannot come up quickly enough. If he just sets up kind of turtled here, sets up his 3rd command, I think it's, like, this is a very reasonable position to be playing from. He continues to kind of move out. Reavers squeaking up there a little bit. Looking to maybe pick off a few units. Oh, nice. Nice stray goons get dragged into the tank fire. Dragoon over to the side is going to get caught. Let's take a look at Paralyze's base. 3 more speed shuttles joining the fray. Zealots in all of them. Couple more gates. So going up to, what is this? This is 10 gate now. Psystorm is on the way as well. So yeah, you're going to have to do a pretty turtled position here as Skey. And the important thing will be not allowing shuttles to deal damage to you from here. Look at this beautiful set of Goliaths. He might try to fly over this thinking there's no Goliaths. It's such a weird position for him. That is beautiful. Awesome catch by Skey. Awesome catch by Skey. He has to feel very good right now. He sees exactly what Paralyze's plans are. He's blocked absolutely everything. He's starting to build a depot wall here. What he needs is more defense up here. And look at this. He sets... Oh, dude, he's so good. He's playing so well. He's throwing down his missile turrets right now. He's continuing to get his upgrades. We might be in for a sick macro game here. Now, the speed shuttles are trying to find a way in. They're going to fly over this kind of mid area. That's generally a good area. That's where arbiters oftentimes go. And they will fly in. Now, the missile turrets are here. He drops the Reavers out. Actually, that was really good juggling there. Picks up both of them. One even very red after killing a couple of siege tanks. Going to be a little bit messy getting back here. He's going to have to bring up siege tanks or lose a lot of vultures on the way. Okay, picks off the first one. Gets picked up, but this will get cleared. Oh my god, in the meantime, a counterattack here. Did he send too many units to clear that up? The answer is obviously yes. And a big counterattack from Paralyze, bashing through that 3rd base. This is incredibly painful for our Terran player. It looked like he was playing so well, but that is a classic diversion for Protoss. You dive your shuttles in with the Reavers, your opponent overreacts, and then you attack in with the rest of your army at that 3rd base, which is now under-defended. So everything in there got cleared. 3rd base had to lift. He did not lose the 3rd base. His SCV count, completely fine. He lost a few tanks here. He lost some stuff here. Not exactly what. I'm not exactly sure what. So it's still playable. It's still definitely playable here for Skey. Here is the big thing that's going on the map right now, though. 5th Nexus. Okay, with that 5th Nexus, you have to make a choice as Terran. Right? If they're sitting 4 for a while and continually doing things like diving with shuttles and all that, okay, you can sit on your 3 base and kind of defend and everything's still pretty even. Here, Paralyze is making him make a choice. Like, you either have to attack or you need to expand. You can't just sit there on the 3 base. Now, he drops in. He's going for another attack. Not the best storm there. Ooh, that storm was a bit better. That storm was a bit better. So he ends up killing 10 SCVs here. Pretty legit. Brings him down to 53. 53 still playable for Skey. But Skey, we need to see what his aim is. He's got 1-1 upgrades. He has 2-1 on the way. +2 is almost done. No SCVs here. Needs to get that transferred down. Needs to make sure that he's pretty well defended against incoming drops as well. You can see a huge amount of supply for Paralyze. Once again, sitting on that beautiful 73 probes. I believe that's the number we saw in the previous game against Mihu. Don't know how he's doing that every time. I feel... sometimes I see pros always stop on the same number, and I'm like, how do you even know, man? It's really hard to tell exactly. Like, if you're within 5, I feel like you're doing a good job. Anyways, Paralyze setting up. Oh, man, he's going to try to attack in here. He has a good amount of Zealots. Okay, that's a good D-Matrix, so that Siege Tank's going to be able to tank a lot. Okay, one good Psystorm gets down. The tank line is not that thick. It does have some up here as well, so as he comes up into this arc, he is losing a few more Dragoons. Picks off that one. You got to kind of pull these units back now. You don't want the Goliaths and Vultures just being picked off by those very efficient Dragoons. And look at this, dude. Paralyze is taking the 6th space. He feels like he's in control of this game. Another factory being added. You can't be adding... He added this factory as this base was coming up, and he had this factory as this base was coming up. Doesn't feel like a very good way to do it. Like, it's good to add the factories because you kind of need them, but because he's not expanding, because he doesn't have an attack set up, it feels like Paralyze is going to be able to run him over. Paralyze just has so much coming out right now. Right, comes in with the speed shuttle, drops out some Zealots. Okay, gets one of his High Templars out, gets a reasonable Psystorm, moving up right now with the rest of his army, trying to pick off some of these tanks. The tank on the high ground obviously getting some great connections, but GG will be called, and that means that Protoss has ended up winning in this semifinals. I think that this was a beautiful game by Paralyze, and it was by Skey until he overcommitted to the defense in the main. But really excellent series. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I am currently planning on doing the Protoss versus Zerg finals, which will be, again, you know, a Protoss team of 2 Koreans and 2 Chinese against a Zerg team of 2 Korean and 2 Chinese. Do let me know in the comments if you enjoyed and if that is a match that you would like to see. I personally want to see it. I want to cast, like, you know, how many PVTs was this in a row? Like 8 or something? I believe it was 8. 7 or 8, and then I'd like to do that with the PVZ as well. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed, and that may influence me and it may not. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.